The CBS Sports family of networks, the highest standard in sports television, including the CBS Sports Network, Showtime Sports, CBSSports.com, and the CBS Sports Radio Network. The best in sports online, on radio, and on the air. CBS Sports. Expect it here.
The field of 68 is now down to 32 as we welcome you to the road to the Final Four and the start of the third round of the NCAA tournament here on CBS. Hi, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel in New York. Let's take a look at the Coke Zero Guide to March Madness as we set today's lineup. Coming up in just a few minutes here on CBS, VCU will square off against Michigan. That will be followed by Memphis against number 3 Michigan State. And then Colorado State will challenge the tournament's overall number 1 seed, Louisville, on CBS. Harvard, the upset winner over New Mexico, has a rendezvous with Arizona on TNT. And Oregon will beat St. Louis on TBS. And in tonight's games, Butler faces Marquette on CBS, Wichita State against number 1 Gonzaga on TNT, and Cal takes on Syracuse, that game on TBS. Coke Zero, it's not your fault you're watching March Madness. Joining me, as usual, bright and early, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, Greg Anthony, Kenny Smith, and Charles Barkley. And last night, we saw a 15 seed beat a 2, Georgetown knocked out by Florida Gulf Coast. What upsets on your radar? Charles?
I'm going to go to my West Coast. I'm going to take Oregon and California against St. Louis and Syracuse today. I've been on the Pac-12 the whole tournament. I'm going to stick by that.
Kenny?
Well, to me, you really are who you are now, because you're not surprising anyone anymore. You're not Cinderella, because teams now have seen you play. They've seen what you can do, and they've seen what they need to stop. So all of a sudden, you get scouted. So you're going to look at Harvard. You're going to maybe even look at, like you said, Cal at this time. You're going to get scouted. And all of a sudden, you have to play basketball a different way than you probably played the first night. And so to me, I always look at this as less upsets today, because we know who you are now. You can't surprise us anymore.
I think that Cal-Syracuse game is going to be interesting, because it's going to be important for Syracuse to shoot the basketball well. I think Cal will have success against the zone. And our first game, I think, is going to be telling with Michigan and VCU, because remember, Trey Burke had that spill towards the end of the game in their first game. He's going to have to be really effective, because that pressure from VCU is going to be relentless the entire game. They're going to be able to speed Michigan up. Michigan's going to have to take care of the basketball.
I want to talk a little bit more about that VCU-Michigan game, and I don't want this to skew your judgment, but Michigan sent this over because they heard that you were a big fan of John Beilein and the way that they do things. So if you would pass this down to Chuck.
It's like a photo of Chuck.
Apparently they're big fans of yours, too.
Well, it's your cousin, ain't it?
I appreciate
a family.
that.
Now, what do you think? Who's going to win the game?
I think that, I think Michigan.
Yeah. Oh, now you think Michigan, they gave you a gift. So anybody who gives you a gift, you're going to pick?
No, I think that Trey Burke, Tim Hardaway Jr. will be able to handle that pressure, and they'll be fine. But
you going to put that on so we can...
No, I'm not going to put that on. But I will tell you this. I like Memphis to upset Michigan State in the second game.
Wow, you like a lot of upsets today. I do like Michigan in this regard, because they do take, VCU does a great job of taking the ball out of the point guard's hand, but I also throwing it to Tim Hardaway Jr. is actually a benefit. I don't think that's a downgrade when the ball goes into his hand. So I think that VCU, and Shaka Smart will have to make an adjustment to that, because I really feel that they rely on the fact that your two guard and your small forward can't handle the basketball. And in this case, they can. So this is going to be interesting to see what adjustments Shaka makes once Hardaway starts having some success.
I don't think they make adjustments. I think they play the way they play. But this is a bad matchup for VCU because Trey Burke, Tim Hardaway, they can handle the pressure. They want to play faster. So they'll be able to handle the pressure. It's going to speed up Michigan. I think they're at a disadvantage. Like I said, in the second game, I don't think Michigan State can play with the athletic ability of Memphis. I love Memphis in that game. That's going to be a terrific game. But I like Michigan in that first game.
I think the state of Michigan will be tuned in for the first couple hours
Yes.
today, don't you? Let's get you caught up on last night's late second-round action, beginning with the top seed in the South, Kansas. The Jayhawks were a little bit nervous, Greg, for a little bit.
They sure were. Western Kentucky played exceptionally well throughout the course of this game. Kansas didn't make a three, but they were able to withstand the run.
Jeff Withey after the game.
Hopefully we got all the nerves out of the way, but yeah, this game we came out a little bit shaky, but we'll get over it.
Meanwhile, Minnesota and UCLA did battle, and in the end, it was the Golden Gophers sending the Bruins home. Minnesota won it by a score of 83-63. Oklahoma, San Diego State. San Diego State, led by Steve Fisher, they won it 70-55. Here's the coach after the win.
Very, very proud of you. We got work to do. We got another one on Sunday. Congratulations. Bring it up.
And finally, Iowa State over Notre Dame. Not too many people really surprised by this, Greg.
No, the athleticism of Iowa State really was telling. They also knocked down 9 three-pointers in the game, took total control, really dominated Notre Dame over the course of that one.
How's your brackets doing?
My bracket is not doing good. I had Georgetown and New Mexico going deep into the tournament. It's not going good. But I got to tell you something. I was surprised at the Iowa State margin of victory. I mean, I thought they had a chance of winning that game, but I don't think anybody thought they were going to blow out Notre Dame.
Well, once Iowa State was able to put their style of play onto the game, it was pretty obvious that Notre Dame was going to be in for a long night because certain things were not going to happen. They weren't going to get faster in the course of a night.
All right, guys, time for a little basketball. Coming up, VCU and Michigan for the first spot in this year's Sweet 16. We'll see you at halftime. Enjoy the game, everybody, here on CBS.
We welcome all of you to the Palace at Auburn Hills and this third-round South Region basketball game between the VCU Rams out of Richmond and the Michigan Wolverines out of Ann Arbor. One of these teams will advance to the South Region Sweet 16. Kansas, North Carolina playing tomorrow, the other matchup of note. Good afternoon, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Bill Raftery. The word is havoc. It describes the style of play for VCU. Fun to see how Michigan deals with it.
Maybe describe my life as well, because you were a speed demon. I don't think even you can break into the lineup with VCU. They get after you, and of course, Michigan very good getting over the half court and making shots. They'll attack.
VCU started 3-3. None of those losses embarrassing, however. Shaka Smart, the coach, won his 100th game versus Duquesne back in January. And in the second round game here, they beat Akron 88-42. Let's take a look at havoc.
It is really working on your psyche. They'll double up, they run and jump. They've got great footwork to get in position. They take away lanes. They jump passing lanes on traps. They're extraordinary. They go and finish in a strong fashion. A lot of 10-second violations and turnovers.
Wolverines started 16-0, best start ever in school history. That garnered them a #1 ranking in the AP poll, though they did not hold it for long. And in the first game they played here, they beat South Dakota State. Tim Hardaway Jr. had a particularly effective day.
Trey Burke's the guy that gets it to him, and he is open. He knocks him down. Good shot selection is the key to Timmy Hardaway Jr. In the early offense, they get him coming off screens. He's able to get some nylon burn.
And let's introduce you to the third member of our commentary team. Say hi to Rachel Nichols.
Well, guys, VCU coach Shaka Smart used more than just basketball video to prepare his underdog Rams. He showed them an old broadcast of a Kentucky Derby. Of course, the television listing showed all of the horses' odds, the former races that they had won, and then he let the tape play until the horses got around about a quarter of the way, stopped the tape, and asked his players, who do you think is going to win? The players shouted out the horses with the best odds, and Shaka said, no, 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 no. It's the horse that runs the fastest from this point on. Shaka told me his players got it. If they go fast and play hard today, they have just as good a chance as Michigan. Guys?
All right, Rachel, thank you. This place will be filled. We'll be back with the tip right after this.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Enterprise Rent-A-Car, Powerade, and by Napa.
And we welcome you back to the Palace at Auburn Hills. Let's check the starting lineup for these two teams. Darius Theus, Troy Daniels, Rob Brandenburg, Trevion Graham, and Javonte Reddick. The starters for the VCU Rams, and for the Wolverines, Trey Burke, Player of the Year in the Big Ten, Tim Hardaway Jr., Nick Stauskas, a freshman, Mitch McGarry, another freshman, and Glenn Robinson III, John Beilein, the head coach, in his 6th season at Michigan, and Shaka Smart in his 4th season as the head coach at VCU. The officiating crew, Chris Rastetter, Mark Whitehead, and Michael Reed. And we are underway. VCU will be going left to right. They thumped Akron by 46. That was a weakened Akron team. Michigan outlasted South Dakota State in their game. And the ball goes into the hands of VCU.
Very likely. Michigan, go!
And Trey Burke picks up Darius Theus. Graham off the glass. And he'll go to the free throw line. How about the Atlantic 10 representation in the tournament so far? They got 5 teams in. They have won 6 games.
Yeah, everybody knew the league was real good, stepped up a level. And look at that LaSalle club.
How about that?
Oh, that is great.
Trying to win. Yeah, they've won 2 now for the first time, Bill. You should say it.
Since the Tom Gola era, which was quite a while ago, 1955.
And those of you who don't know, my partner played basketball and graduated from LaSalle and played well.
I was supposed to make them forget about Tom Gola. 4 years later, they wanted to forget about me.
Pressure applied by VCU. This is something we'll see throughout the day.
A lot of denials on the wings. You see some back cuts. They induce you. Nice cut.
There it was.
You got to finish, though. And that's just good pressure release. Well prepared. And talking to Travis Conlon, one of the assistants, he was telling us they've worked from day one on handling the basketball against pressure, being in the right spot, making the correct pass, stepping to the ball, and of course the pressure release, step and go. A pretty good shooter too. Nick.
Yeah. Stauskas is excellent at the line. 86% over the course of the year. The freshman from Mississauga, Ontario, just south of Toronto.
Say that quickly. Right now, they do weave quite a bit. VCU, nice play by Burke.
And here's Trey. Left-handed. Good.
You're going to expect him to have a great day. He struggled offensively. This kid is a real gamer. Great leadership, unselfish.
Yeah, he went 2 for 12 from the field in that win over South Dakota State. But he had 5 assists in the game. He helped in other ways.
Yeah, that's that weave, and they switch when they have to. They're going to try and contain the bounce.
Spin move in the lane, lost control. Out of bounds, VCU.
Well, everybody thinks that VCU is the best in the country at turning you. Trey Burke showing he can do it as well. Solid foot position and the swipe, and then the run out. Against Arkansas, Hardaway did a great job. Similar pressing philosophy. Take Burke off the ball, makes him tougher in a half-court set.
Now, they watched a lot of Arkansas tape. Jumper. Wow, what a start. That's for 2.
Don't leave that guy on the step back. Ooh, really good bump by Graham.
Graham, yes, for 3.
Graham and Daniels really can fill it. Brandenburg is well outside, so you got to hug your guy.
Now they got Brandenburg on Hardaway.
And a lot of guys like this, the second or third best ball handler. Here comes the double. He's big enough to see over and to get the nickel dimer. Overzealous, maybe Theus.
It was Theus, the senior.
Right, they lead you into situations. That's why the size really helps. They had a post up at the foul line, and this Michigan team is going to attack.
McGarry.
Wow, were they ready? Nobody played the big fella. He comes with a lot of juice and effort.
Mitch McGarry is getting only his 4th start of the year, but it's his 2nd consecutive. That shot off the front rim.
Nice play by Brandenburg.
Brandenburg down on the floor, hustle for it. McGarry wrestles it away. The feed and the slap.
Wow, and McGarry in the backcourt going after his fans, lighting them up a little bit. Oh, Michigan looks fresh and ready, and that is Burke at his best, distributing and finding his partner, Tim Hardaway. Terrific reaction as well by Reddick. Well, I thought that was a pretty good block myself.
Theus picks up the foul. That's number 2. And Hardaway goes to the line.
And Bird coaching against VCU, it's a selling job. Guys, we got to come with it all the energy. And right now, the counter in Weber, who brings a little foot speed to the floor.
Well, Briante Weber, the 6th man for this VCU team. He is the Defensive Player of the Year in the Atlantic 10. And he is quick.
He's like an itchy shirt. He gets right into you.
Well, John Beeline told us yesterday he expects Weber to guard Burke today, and he said, Weber, here we go from the corner, not there, rebound Stauskas. Weber reminded him of a cross between Victor Oladipo and Aaron Craft. And he said, I am not going to tell Trey Burke that that's who I think he is.
I think Trey can handle it, but it's better left unsaid in that case. 2 terrific defenders really get after you. A nice little run by McGarry. He gets down the floor and in position to dominate.
Melvin Johnson comes on the floor now, number 32, talented freshman for the VCU Rams. Now Burke will guard Weber.
Johnson, one of those guys that can make the jump shot, so he stretches it. They're undersized at the up front positions. Nice help. And it cleans up the weak side.
McGarry grabs the rebound for the Wolverines. Gets it to the hands
Look
of
at this.
Whoa! Glenn Robinson, the 3rd, couldn't get the handle, but then he was able to get the ball back up and in.
He is great without the ball, that kid, Robinson. Pretty. They got a shot. Ooh. Wow. That's almost a play on. They're going to score the goal.
McGarry went down hard.
Now, this is a hug for each coach, this one. I think I just let that one go. He's got the foot inside the area as well. Restricted area. Just let him go. Big time play.
After the shot, number 32, Melvin Johnson.
Melvin Johnson called for the foul as McGarry took the charge.
Nice distribution.
That lead, Melvin Johnson.
Once again, Michigan with great balance, though. Good coverage. Graham dragging McGarry from the goal. McGarry's been trying to block everything. He's got to stay at home unless they need your help because offensive rebound is available.
Now the low post.
Nice jump hook. He's got a nice little game.
Oh, yes. That's Giovanni Renner, the junior from Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Now this is an interesting little test here.
Watch out from behind.
Yeah, that's where he's at his best. Nice look.
Oh, beauty.
They are going to attack with numbers. Not backing off unless you get back in position.
Burke picks up Weber defensively. Weber not that much of an offensive threat. Michigan is 5 of 6 from the field. Almost lost the dribble. switch.
Nice play by McGarry, but the gamble
got it back.
Opens it up. Riddick gonna send it in. If you don't get it, you've sold out. Puts a lot of pressure on weak side.
Riddick, the second leading scorer for the Rams, averaging 14 per game. Here's Hardaway.
Look at him with his effort, Weber. Just amazing. Now, this is a tough match, I think, with a high dribble. Smart. Back cuts are available with the spread. Great spacing.
Five on the shot clock.
Great defense. They're nudges.
13-11. Michigan by 2. Certainly a shorter trip for some than others. Look, Michigan State, 76 miles to Auburn Hills. Michigan only 50. Michigan State will play the second game here. Kansas, California, Ohio State. They had little short drives, and they all won. How about Syracuse? Get sent out to San Jose.
That's a long ride, by the way. But the speed of this game is incredible. Big thing, VCU with the ability to open floor. They're only 2 behind, but the gamble by Michigan, they're 5 for 6. So if they're going to play at this pace, they've got to score.
Yeah.
And it's going to be demanding upon them if they're going to get up and down. This team loves the juice of the game. And you keep making shots like that, you can get your defense set. You're not turning the ball over. You're right there.
Tim Hardaway Jr. for 3.
Only 1 turnover by Michigan, too. So,
yeah,
the speed, not as much of a factor, but the psyche is worn upon during the course of a ball game when you play this terrific defensive team, VCU.
Well, this VCU team leads the country in steals, 12 per game. There's a loose ball retrieved by Melvin Johnson. They also force, VCU does, 19.9 turnovers per game. That's #1 in the country.
They've got to score to get the deal. Got to squeeze it. Good entry. Dead ball situation, though, they can get their defense set.
John Horford is on the floor now. He played significant minutes in the win over South Dakota State. Jordan Morgan had been the starter for almost all of the year, suffered an ankle injury, hasn't been all that effective lately, and his minutes have diminished in the last 3 games. 10, 8, and only 1 here against South Dakota State. Stauskas, miss.
Big rebound, kick out. That's the one you like. Offensive rebound to a 3.
Nice tap. Here comes VCU. Brandenburg. Now it's Deontay Weber, the sophomore.
A nice zone in the back there on that rotation. Horford showing big, good offensive rebound. He showed a jump hook the other night on a post-up.
Jared Guest, number 23, is out on the floor for VCU. Brandenburg, nice little pull-up, but short with the shot. Tips it out. Glenn Robinson III has it, and he'll settle down and go to the half-court set. Here's Trey Burke.
Disarming Riddick there. He's got great change of speed, the little guy Burke.
Baseball season is almost here. Get ready by moving your fantasy league with the site that's won 10 Best Commissioner Awards. Visit cbssports.com/baseball to get started. That's the second foul on Riddick. So 2 players for VCU with 2 fouls here in the early going.
The key on this team is keep Burke a nice back cut. That's that pressure release they've done beautifully. Good counter. Guest in great position.
Karis LeVert, number 23, freshman on the floor for the Wolverines. Took that shot, missed it badly. This is LeVert. And Jared Guest is on the floor for VCU.
You can slow them down a little bit here with your defense. It really helps maintain some composure. There's a little fade screen.
Jumper. Look at Burke defending. There's a little further in the lane. Very nice.
Well done. This team really loves that weave. And Ray, one of those guys that can finish deep or in the lane, they get the timeout. John Beeline not happy with the defensive coverage turning the corner.
Trevian Graham got the last basket for VCU. He's got 7 points. Well, let's take a look behind the stats presented by LG. Look at the top line. VCU leads in turnover margin. Now look at the top line for Michigan. 9.2 turnovers per game this season. Fewest in the NCAA, and they have 1 so far.
And this is the first time they put the 1-2-1-1 press on, and Michigan keeps attacking. You got to make good decisions if you don't have it. They run great half-court stuff, Michigan, and this could slow VCU, make them work a little bit on the defensive end. A lot of step and goes. You can notice the denial on the wings. Gary strong. Wow, how about that for the big fella? Yeah. That's his left hand. You got to take it away.
McGarry, the 6'10 freshman out of Chesterton, Indiana. Highly recruited, highly regarded recruit.
Zach's hometown, right?
Yeah, Zach Novak, one of the folk legends of Michigan basketball, who's playing overseas now.
A nice reaction defensively. The weave did them some good. Let's see if they go back to it. Ball screen. Weber
and McGarry.
Can't keep up.
Careful, yeah.
Can't keep up with that kid. Ahead of steam. And there's that 1-2-1-1. You got to look over.
This is Karis LeVert, number 23, and he's guarded by Jared Guest for the moment. Now he's not.
Well, they have really been well schooled in diffusing the pressure of VCU.
Second turnover of the game for the Michigan Wolverines. Time called.
You just wanna lose your control. How to lose your control. How to lose your control. How to lose your control. You just wanna lose your control. How to lose your control. How to lose your control.
Here's a tournament summary from a slightly different angle. Florida Gulf Coast last night over Georgetown. Congratulations to them. Great win. 2 former coaches, Michigan coaches, Amaker and Steve Fisher, 2-0. And look at that. Did you see that Bird mascots are 7-0 so far?
And Explorer are 1-0.
The Sal Explorers are 1-0.
And here's the 1-3-1. Not used as much by John Beilein as he did at West Virginia. It's a wrinkle that works. It confuses you. You're not prepared. They save it and then pop it out on you. They're staying in it right now. Should be able to get a corner jumper. The clock issue didn't start it. But interestingly enough, we're talking about being prepared. John Beilein, all year long, they work on these types of teams, like how to get free, where to bounce the ball, who to look for, how are they denying us, and all of those things all year long. It's a lot easier in a day's preparation for a game like VCU. If you haven't done it, it's alarming because you can't simulate the speed, the coverage, and the angst it causes you.
Angst.
Yes, on occasion.
Not good.
I give you some.
Well, we are having an issue. John Beilein was reminding us that the last time he brought a team to the NCAA tournament in this building was 2006 when West Virginia played here, and they won 2 games here. They beat Southern Illinois, and then they beat Northwestern State, the team that was hammered last night down in Austin. Well,
crowd is revving up, but you know, he had a kid by the name of Pittsnoggle in those days who could really make, he was the center, could make some jumpers. Yeah. And I know you like that name because you thought it was an after dinner cordial. But
well, he also had a kid named Beilein who could shoot the ball pretty well. Yeah. Patrick Beilein, his son.
Mike Dancy. Here's the 1-3-1 now. Let's see if you got the patience and the ability to probe. Got to get into that elbow with a dribble. Not bad.
Beautiful shot.
Not bad.
Trevian Graham, the sophomore out of Washington, D.C. He's got 9 points And we've yet to reach the midway point of the first half of play.
The big factor's been, ooh, not a good pass there by
No. Into the hands of Weber. They had Johnson on him that time. They kick it over in the corner, short.
The boy McGarry runs the floor. He is a load, but they don't have him. Not a good one.
No.
See, that's great for the press. I mean, if they've got to come up with that rebound. You've got everything out of it, a bad shot, and don't come up with it.
Burke.
He should slip right to the goal with the mismatch.
Baseline jumper, got it. He got by Graham.
Not a bad guy to go off. McGarry, Weber.
Here come the Wolverines again after the miss. Burke
nice
splits the middle. Yes, indeed. Karis LeVert.
Well, they
got a hold underneath. Yeah.
That's the only way you keep McGarry from getting around that rim.
Celebrate 75 years of March Madness by voting for your all-time players, teams, and moments of the NCAA tournament. Vote now at ncaa.com/MarchMadness.
When you play a big-time schedule like Michigan does, the conference everybody felt was the best, and you're out-of-conference games just prepare you for situations like this. This is a high-energy defensive team, VCU, and yet you've got to make good judgments. And you've got to be patient at times. Albrecht and Burke together. They did this against Arkansas, too. Two heads on the floor.
Spike Albrecht has the ball in his hands now, so we got 2 point guards out there. Normally, they've done this for 8 or 9 games as well.
They'll do it, and of course, this team forces you to have guys a nice screen again.
Oh, my God.
And he got in there to almost cause that ball to come back to them.
I'm reacting to the screen. Look at that. Well, we caught the last part of it. McGarry just was a road grader.
He should have got a ticket for that one.
Oh, mercy.
Big body with energy.
And then Burke anticlimactically missed the opening jumper. Melvin Johnson, Trevian Graham. Troy Daniels hasn't attempted a 3 yet, number 30. Closely guarded. There's a screen on Stauskas. Daniels, he doesn't take many shots from 2. It's almost always a 3.
Look at this outlet. West Unselite. Oh, yeah. That was 3/4 of court overhead. As he ignited this team. The big fella McGarry, looming large.
Robinson has 6. There's McGarry defensively. And he gets the miss.
Doing too much now.
Yeah.
Here to hustle, though. He hustles.
How about that?
Boy, leading by example. Think he likes starting?
Well, he's starting for the 2nd consecutive game. He also had earlier starts this year at Michigan State and against Illinois, but normally came off the bench. Oh, by the way, when he was in junior high school in Chesterton, Indiana, that's not good. McGarry delivered his paper route on a unicycle.
Well, he can get work, you know. Sure. Season with Barnum and Bailey.
I can see him in Cirque du Soleil. There's another rebound.
Not in tights, though.
That's 5 rebounds. Albrecht not that much of a shooting threat. Burke is.
He sure is. And nice unselfish play. The two-headed point guards got the team organized, finding the right guys. Wow, 25-17, Michigan.
You find out life's this game of inches. 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us.
Every inch, every minute, every second, we chip away at building greatness. Introducing the new 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It is passion given a purpose. It is the best of what we're made of.
A 7-0 run for Michigan has given them an 8-point lead, and that's ignited the applause from the Beeline family. On the right is Patrick with the sweater on. 30th birthday today. Next, his 2 brothers,
Mark and Andy.
His mom, Kathleen, And sitting in the stretch, texting, of course.
Sure.
That's Sienna. What game?
Great family, a lot of history in that family. Of course, Patrick, the coach, West Virginia Wesleyan, won 5 out of 6 coming down the stretch. So he's a gamer.
In his first year as a head coach.
And a 30th birthday. And of course, our director, her mom, Marion Smith, her birthday as well. I won't say the age because Suzanne will be upset with me.
Here's Theus. 8 on the shot clock.
Forcing a tough runner. They played excellent defense, forcing a little wider entry with the bounce. Nice hesitation. Good extra look.
Extra pass. Burke open. No. This place would have gone crazy. That was a beautiful set, though.
Yeah, this is the end. I think they've been very good, Michigan. There's a little double. Don't leave
Daniels for 3.
Don't leave him. Boy, they dodged one.
VCU has missed its last 8 shots. Timeout.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Pizza Hut, Chevrolet, and by Southwest Airlines.
Now the Powerade sideline report. Here's Rachel Nichols.
Well, Vern, I just spoke to the Michigan trainer, and he is very happy with the way Trey Burke's back is holding up. Burke, of course, took a hard fall in the game here on Thursday, and Burke told me when he woke up yesterday, he was so sore he could barely walk and was having a lot of trouble moving side to side in practice. However, he felt better when he woke up this morning. They put some heat on the back for the few hours before the game, and guys, I think he's moving side to side just fine right now.
I'll say.
Yes.
And the combination of the 2 point guards, just so they beat the press and don't make a mistake. Now make VCU guard.
And those 2 point guards, Albrecht and Burke, remain on the floor. Horford is out there, number 15.
A tough catch.
That's 5 turnovers now for Michigan. They only average 9 per game. Off the back rim. Offensive board from Briante Weber.
And you need Daniels to make those. He had 2 clean looks. Magnificent stroke the kid possesses. Said it just came naturally, like you're delivering. Pretty. Jeez. The little guy going left.
That was Briante Weber. Now Albrecht will bring it up, guarded by Troy Daniels. Oh dear.
How about that? Oh, you got to finish.
Stauskas gets it. And a fresh 35 for the Wolverines. That was blocked by Guest.
So not a good look either.
No look pass left side. And that defensive play by Hardaway forced the shot to come up short. Here's Burke.
Nice. Look at Weber. Almost came up with that. We got to make that. That's his shot. Stauskas. What effort by Weber. Almost come up in the passing lane.
Brandenburg. Guest. Jumper from the corner, in and out. And it's going to go Michigan's way. Tomorrow, our colleague James Brown reports for 60 Minutes on one of the toughest football players he's ever met on and off the field. Tomorrow, only CBS.
And JB and Harvard.
Oh, that's
Harvard
right.
with the win. And I'm so old. I coached when JB played, and he was the real deal, I assure you. But I know he's ecstatic. And Tommy Emmerker's guys, and I had them early in the year, and boy, well coached, know how to play, and they've got a toughness about them.
Now they knocked off New Mexico, and one of the shockers in the first, I beg your pardon, the second round. Got to get that right.
Nice distribution here. That's the shot.
No.
You give him those, though, he'll convert.
That's a short shot from Johnson.
Numbers.
Burke goodness. They can't get it to drop all of a sudden.
This is now VCU's favor.
Yes.
If you don't make shots, and you wear and tear, and sometimes the pace of the game, you're fatigued. You can't convert. You can't get the legs to drill it.
This is Teddy Oki-Rafer, who is off the bench. Spin move taken away.
Look at the numbers, Vern. 4-on-1. Let's see what they do. Nice hands. Oki-Rafer and a spot of tea.
Michigan canned 5 of its first 6 field goals. They're 1 of their last 9. And both teams ineffective from 3. Turnovers now 6 and 4 with 3:38 to go in the first half.
Yeah, but we talked about on the open the psyche, the impact, how this team VCU wears on you. And some of that shooting and the fast pace now, it takes its toll. It's a distance race in this sort of Triple Crown event.
Well, here's in the lane, Hardaway short with a shot. The follow, McGarry back on the floor, and he got the basket.
Resting him nicely so he can have his impact. Tough match for him with Graham. They ought to spread Graham. There you go.
Weber, that's Graham from the corner.
Look at McGarry gets his hand in there.
Yes, he did, and tapped it right to Glenn Robinson III. So let's check those 5 on the floor now. Looks like it might be the starting 5 It is for the Michigan Wolverines. You've got Burke, Robinson III, Hardaway Jr., McGarry, and Stauskas.
Now McGarry really gives him an inside presence. Not right there. Let's see if he bounces himself into some power.
Oh boy, nice catch. Stauskas had the...
Got it.
The shot, yes!
You can see it. He is playing solid basketball and shooting it with so much confidence.
And taking good shots.
Yeah, see, and at the right time. Even like the shot got the presence. Ball screen, empty side. Nickel dimer. Timmy Hardaway Jr. He's not real happy. But this is just great understanding of time and situation. Nice elevation. Never played the Church League with that trajectory, I'll tell you that. A lot of air under that one.
And there's his dad, Tim Hardaway.
Great guy, too. Scouting now in the NBA. Running through him frequently and so proud of what his son's been able to do.
And I've told the story before, but I remember we did a late-night live telecast. UTEP against LSU. Here comes Michigan. Oh, what a nice pass.
Wow. Great decision by a true floor general.
Trey Burke really had to thread the needle. And there's an answer from Reddick. Wow. They needed that one.
A spinning top the way he made that delivery.
That stops a 14-2 run.
The big thing is no turnovers in the open floor much. Look at the strength on Weber to discard.
Coming up on AT&T at the half, Greg, Kenny, and Charles will speak with Ole Miss head coach Andy Kennedy and outspoken star Marshall Henderson. Plus, the latest tournament news, that's coming up on AT&T at the half. How about Ole Miss? They win the SEC tournament, and then they win their second round game yesterday.
Henderson, you mentioned that kid can really get on a roll. Unbelievable range and quick release. Del Curry-like.
Trey Burke, 19, sophomore from Columbus, Ohio.
Well, Rachel mentioned that fall and his back difficulties, telling all of us that he felt pretty good in terms of being able to play. Said he did actually hit the head on the second, not the first.
Daniels hasn't gotten it to fall today.
The long rebounds favored a jump shooting team.
Yep. He's 0 for 6 is Troy Daniels. He had one of those games against St. Louis in the Atlantic 10 Championship. 0 for 5 in that one. Here's Weber off the rim. Stauskas gets it in the hands of Burke.
Michigan doesn't mind those. Look at the screen by McGarry.
Oh my gracious.
Weber is down. A legal screen, but that's the impact McGarry has had. Forceful, energetic. Look at the resistance. Like tree trunks as he settles in, unearths himself. Wow, what a bang. And the counter by Burke.
Weber is up. He will remain on the floor. Chuck Gardner, my statistician, just handed me a note. Of course, the Pistons played here. He said Bill Lambier would have liked that.
The bad boys, eh? Rick Mahorn and Lambier kind of lets you know I'm around, big fella.
It was perfectly legal. There was no question about that.
He was just playing a magnificent game. Now, everybody knew this kid had it. He really shown it on the biggest stage of his career. Here he comes again. Weber better get a whistle, let him know. Wes Unseld was one of those guys that used to lower the wood. Burke in the lane. He can find you. Woo!
That will quiet them.
How about that?
That will quiet them, yes. Let's see if they can get the final shot off. They do. It does not fall. But an impressive first half for the Maize and Blue. (38-23). Mitch McGarry doing it on all phases of the game. Let's go to Rachel Nichols.
So it's really good for us to take the ball down the court and take it at them a little bit. They're so good in their half-court defense. It's hard to run anything. But when you spread people out like they are to us, we still got to attack.
How do you keep that energy and momentum going in the second half?
Well, I think our guys got to understand what really got us there was the defensive stops we just had. I mean, stops, well, you can't run if you don't get stopped. We've been getting stopped.
Thank you very much, Coach. Back to you guys.
All right, Rachel, thank you. The end of the half. Michigan leads it by 15. We will send you to AT&T at the half after this message and this word from your local stations.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Ford, Lowe's, Allstate, and by Windows Phone.
We get set for the start of the second half. Michigan by 15. They had only a 1-point lead midway through the first, but went on a 20-6 run to extend this out to 38-23. Vern Lundquist, Bill Raftery, can they keep it up?
Well, you cover a lot of football. McGarry can keep it up. He can bang some people. Yeah. He's just been terrific on the glass. His screening has gotten them opportunities. Just all involved in this game. And the kid has done all the things necessary. His rebounding, of course, others have contributed as well. Robinson that time, but neither team really able to ring the bell. I think therein lies the story. Daniels has to make those open shots. He's too good a shooter. And of course, in the open floor, Trey has been sensational. Gets some screens, the pull-up, gets into the lane and finds some people. How about Trey? Good shot selection, and therefore, generally speaking, promising results.
Now let's take a look at the first half stats presented by Coke Zero.
We always talk about the turnovers, and very respectable when you play a team like VCU. I think discounting stats and shooting, I think it's energy right now. Can Michigan come with the same fervor that they had? Because you know VCU is going to get right into it.
Michigan up by 15. If you're looking at trends, earlier this year, VCU overcame a 13-point halftime deficit to beat Xavier, but that was their biggest comeback of the season. Hardaway Jr. will inbound. Shaka Smart, 4th season as the head coach of the VCU Rams. And Darius Theus, there's the trap on Burke.
Nice. This team is so tough. They got to pull down. They won't call it intentional, but that was the idea. Make sure they get the run out. But you've got to make quick decisions, and right away John Beilein's up. This is what I love about VCU. They just get into the game. I mean, they never look up at that scoreboard. They just play.
Well, we were asking Shaka Smart about his coaching influences in his life. And I find it fascinating. The first person he mentioned was my mother, Monica King. Beg your pardon. And then he went on to mention Keith Dambrot and Billy Donovan.
Oliver Purnell, another guy that he worked under.
And Bill Brown.
There's the guy. You need him.
Yeah, that's
nice.
for 2.
And they hadn't run those baseline rubs for Daniels at all. A nice little counter by Shaka Smart.
Well, they go from behind.
There they are at their best.
Burke wasn't quite ready for it. That's a hell ball. And VCU has it.
Muggsy Bogues, like from the rear, the ability to deflect and get the hand in. You're never out of it, but this is just a good curl. Stauskas didn't lock and load and hang on, and Daniels coming to his dominant hand, too. That is a dangerous weapon.
Wolverines open with back-to-back turnovers. We might have a clock issue,
I think so. Shot clock, if I'm not mistaken. You can't really settle in if you're Trey Burke or Michigan against this team.
Yeah.
Just the impact that they have on your head. They're always ready. They're always aggressive. And one of the kids, I forget which one from VCU, was telling this.
Well, it was Darius Theus. Darius Theus yesterday said, we asked, can you tell when you've got them fatigued? He said, absolutely. Absolutely.
You can see it in their eyes, right?
See it in their eyes.
And you can see right there in our eyes a 2. I just got those puppies.
So that's what they were checking, 3 or 2. Shaka Smart grew up in Madison, Wisconsin. Grew up, he told us yesterday, as a University of Michigan fan.
Ramil Robinson,
Loy Vaught,
Terry Mills, Loy Vaught.
That '89 team that under Steve Fisher won the national championship. And he said then his fandom really elevated with the Fab Five.
He had a little smile when he got to the Fab Five. They did bring a lot of excitement. This is when they're at their best. They run out, run to spots, really put pressure on you defensively.
In the corner,
don't leave your feet. Yep, don't leave your feet. Being in the right spot. Rob, huh?
Brandenburg with a foul, number 11.
Now look at this wall setup, and who's there? The big fella, Lumen. Extremely large. He has been just in the right spot. Now John Beilein was saying they don't want to bring too many people down to this end. It really confuses, and they've got people to double and rotate. Spot, throw in.
Okay, they find Hardaway Jr. Whoa.
Little skate move there.
Yeah. Now Burke. He's picked up by Theus. And here comes the help from Reddick.
And they got it.
And they did. That's 3 turnovers in this half.
What a nice Euro step by Reddick. And you can see the bench on VCU now. They're into it. This gets their juices flowing.
Yep. Well, they've had the ball. This is their 4th time of the half, 4th possession. They've turned it over each of the previous 3.
That's not healthy. Good ball movement and spacing.
McGarry wanted it. And look at McGarry hustle, slide in front of the bench.
No, they say it's off of him. Just a terrific. Now the rotation comes right in the middle. I mean, this is just great basketball. The read, the rotation. Once you turn your back, they can sneak up 3 and 4 feet, anticipate running through that gap.
And the VCU fans, and there are a large number of them here, they start to generate some noise.
Graham can take you up the bounce or step outside.
Here's Theus, the senior.
More of a drive guy, good left, going to the rim.
Brandenburg off the baseline, jump, no. Tipped, out of bounds by VCU. Tomorrow on CBS, join an African tribe for a scorpion hunt. The Amazing Race tomorrow after 60 minutes, only CBS.
I think Shaka should run that baseline rub. They have not guarded him very well. Theus just couldn't get it turned the other way. So Brandenburg waiting on it. But they've got 2 good looks on that baseline cut. They could ride Michigan tardy on the closeout.
Darius Theus picks up his 3rd foul, and he's going to have to head to the bench and will remain there for a while, I would think. Briante Weber comes on for him, so you replace your senior captain with the defensive player of the year.
Pick their poison up.
Yeah.
Well, we got into their bench, but it was Weber.
Stauskas got around the corner.
Just couldn't finish it. He's a little upset at himself, but he's pretty good off the bounce. Remember our conversation?
Yes, I do.
I said, boy, you really learned how to dribble. What did he say? I've been pretty good with the bounce till I got here. People didn't expect it.
Well, we told the story a couple of weeks ago. He's a great 3-point shooter. One of the best to come to Michigan in a long time. In high school, he had a drill. He would have 1 ball, 1 rebounder, and a 5-minute clock, and he would move around the arc and shoot threes. And the point was how many in 5 minutes? We confirmed it with him yesterday. He made 78 of 85.
Bad day. Yeah, that post up, they've got a couple of things they can go to. The curl on the baseline screens or the post up by Reddick. They're not able to stop them right now.
Reddick has 10 now. Burke in the lane, kicks it out. Boy, that opens up things, but
look who's there on the weak side.
He's got 11 rebounds now.
And the right hand, I think that's only his 2nd offensive one. Well, he's a big kid in Carvin area.
I'm anticipating he's going to get 1 more. He's actually got 10. Boy, what a nice move off the glass. Brandenburg with the basket. Now it's Weber. Burke,
pretty good.
Get him in the lane, and good things happen for Michigan.
And he had the rear view mirror working too. He knew exactly where Weber was. A little sneak, look at the peek, the discard, drawing the attention, the step up in the rear, and the ability to make a beautiful bounce pass catchable and the finish by the big fella.
And so Mitch McGarry, a double-double now, 10 points, 10 rebounds, and that's Reddick's 3rd foul. So this is going to become a game of attrition. They do go deep, VCU. He'll use all 12 of his players, but 2 of his better ones now, Theus and Reddick, both on the bench with 3 fouls, and we've still got 16-12 to go.
Drive, draw, kick. They've been able to get in the lane of late.
Stauskas on Daniels. Burke has Weber. Robinson the 3rd, Brandenburg. There's the switch. McGarry gets back. In the lane short, put back, good.
Nice job with his hesitation, too.
Whoops. Another turnover. And another turnover.
Got to be ready at all times. Nice pass. Whoa! A little look away. Woo! He can find you. Just keep moving. Moving on that shot, Verna. Just sliding Daniels.
Burke.
He may have pushed off.
Look who's there to clean it up. Timeout, VCU. Mitch McGarry. Thank you, sir. Mitch McGarry with the double-double already, 15 points, 11 boards.
My name is McGarry, and I'm having a fancy ball. Unbelievable. He's laying the wood on people, always in the right spot. The strong attack. The finish with the two-hand hammer.
And his family there, his dad just ducked down and got on the phone and said, have you seen what my son is doing? That's Tim. And that's his mom, Valerie. Mitch McGarry. I also think about a young man named Tristan Hines, who's the manager at Swartz Creek, the Dragons. He's 3'9", 64 pounds, the team manager there. He visited a Michigan practice when we were there, and Mitch McGarry took so much time to chat with the young man, with his parents. It was really a poignant scene of an afternoon.
Tells you a lot about the kid, doesn't it? And of course they brought him to the Indiana game too.
Yeah, they did.
Later. The double-headed point. Albrecht on the floor now. Let's Burke play off the ball. He's pretty dangerous there too.
Melvin Johnson guards Albrecht. Almost lost control. There comes. And that's going to be a foul called on VCU. Jared Guest, time called.
Welcome back to the Palace of Auburn Hills, where Michigan leads VCU 49-33. But just because VCU is down by 16 points, don't think they're going to give up on this game. Troy Daniels told me that in the summer, Shaka Smart took them to train with the Navy SEALs in nearby Richmond in Virginia, and that they put them in ice boats at 5 a.m. He says once you've been in a tub of ice at 5 a.m., you're not going to give up in a game. It was for moments like this that training occurred, and they're definitely drawing on it now, guys.
All right, Rachel, here's the ball stripped and touched last.
Even we give up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, and there's ice involved. But no boat.
Can they do it? I mean, this is the big thing, making shots. You know, Daniels has got to do the job for them, Graham, and they get the out. This is where they get it going, though. And that's the 7th, I believe, turnover now for Trey Burke. 5 assists and 7. He's had, I think, the best assist to turnover ratio in the Big Ten. And this is really not his fault. That's one you've got to hold on to as the passer and let him clear. Good knock call.
Put back is good.
He's important.
Javonte Reddick.
Yeah, he's got to be, you mentioned the fouls, he's got to play tough, hard-nosed, and compete with McGarry on this end.
Albrecht.
That's extra.
Robinson the third, back outside, touch pass, Albrecht.
That's his game. That kid can drill a 3. Stretch the D. They punish you for a little cheat if you try and help. Great ball rotation.
Real name is Mike, but he's gone by Spike since he was a kid because of his proclivity for wearing his baseball spikes everywhere.
I'd love to see the rugs in that house.
No kidding. McGarry tips it out. Albrecht has it. What a pass! What a pass! Put that on the highlight reel.
Look at the hands here by Robinson. Unsung hero for this team.
Another in the corner. Bias. Weber. 8 unanswered in this run.
Oh boy, a little nickel dimer. It's all been preparation by John Beilein, getting this team ready, and Trey Burke gets the grab there. But this team has been solid, taking advantage, and the 2-point guard mentality has had a tremendous impact in this game. Of course, the finish pretty easy for Robinson, but his great hands led to the run out.
Well, after he cammed the 3, now Burke is chatting quietly with the official, but he's not a demonstrative player at all. And he came by us, Bill. I don't know if you saw him, but he was hollering at one of the officials, "He's holding me." He's holding my jersey. And he got no response from the official.
Well, maybe he will later. You know, it's a gradual thing. Maybe the referee missed it.
I noted it just because he does not.
He just plays.
Yeah, he just plays.
So great attitude.
Yep. Well, he is a wonderful young man.
Nice denial by the big guy. Look at Spike.
Oh, hello. Now let's take a look now. See? Look at him. I mean, he's holding me. And that's not his normal demeanor.
You know, it's funny. When he made that layup, I saw a lot of his skin. So it must have been pulled down now that you bring it up.
Brandon Berg guards Burke now.
Yeah, this puts a lot of pressure. They got to get points off their turnover. Look at the big guy.
He was really off balance.
Another good one. Feeling his oats, so to speak.
Yeah, I think.
I love his hustle, though. What a Reddick.
They do.
That's it. The sellout by McGarry. Not a good defensive play. You got to deny and then determine that you can't get there. Get back in position. Don't give him an easy entree.
Reddick has 14. Problems in the backcourt.
Well, they are relentless. That is great. I love it. Would have been a backcourt violation, too.
They forced 3 last night. Well, how about the passing attack?
It starts right there. Trey Burke with a great feel of when to release it. Of course, the ability to turn the corner, and that by Albrecht was one of the classics. Off the bounce with the left hand. Wear the spikes anywhere you want, kid.
20-point margin, nearing the midway point of the second half. Let's see if Glenn Robinson is on the floor. He is not right now. There was blood on his jersey, so he has changed jersey numbers to 12.
Nice slip.
How about this?
Wow, unselfish. Horford just into the game was really unsure whether he should take it or not, but what a great decision.
And another time has been called. 60-37.
Hey everyone, Greg Gumbel in New York with the All-State Good Hands update. Up next, it's going to be Memphis and Michigan State. 6th seed Memphis picked up their first NCAA tournament win since the 09 season, holding off St. Mary's by 2. 3rd seed Michigan State jumped off to a 17-point halftime lead and cruised past Valparaiso. Memphis and Michigan State still to come. Back to Auburn Hills. Vern and Raph.
Thank you, Greg. And a miss at the free throw line for VCU. That's Reddick, who is the only player in double figures for the Rams. He's got 14. And Trey Burke will be guarded by Brandon Berg. Gets it in the hands of Spike Albrecht.
This has been an effective combo, these two guards. Don't you think? You throw a great game by McGarry in the mix. You can see the reason they're really dominating.
Albrecht turns the corner, hits it to Stauskas. No, Horford can't quite get it, and it's off Theus.
But they are really, with the spacing, getting good, clean looks. Ample opportunity. Anytime you can turn the corner against this aggressive defense, you're going to find people.
McGarry's going to come back on now, and he'll give Horford a blow. Daniels, who has been ineffective, the three-point shooting star for VCU, is going to get a rest. Boy, do they miss him.
Boy, they sure. He and Brandenburg really struggling from outside, and you can't get your press set up either if you're not ringing the bell.
Albrecht. Burke. Unusual today. Burke with 5 assists, but 7 turnovers.
And of course led the country. That's just a turnover ratio. Amazing. He gets around 7 assists and around 2 turnovers.
Yep, he came in with a 3.2 to 1 ratio. Number 1 in Division I.
Little cross from Timmy Hardaway.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I bet Timmy Hardaway is applauding. There's another turnover.
Look at the numbers.
Let's give it to Timmy Hardaway Jr.
I couldn't do it, but I'm glad you. That's what he's saying. Timmy played below the rim. Effectively. His son plays in both areas. Nice.
Be the first to know the latest news on all your teams with Bleacher Report's Team Stream app. Stay one step ahead. Check out Team Stream on your iPhone, iPad, or Android device today.
You get the feeling Michigan was tired of the naysayers coming down the stretch, don't you? The way they come out?
You know, we've seen them, what, now 3 times in the last 3 weeks? This is so much better than they've been playing.
They're collected. I think you get away from your conference. Sometimes you get a breath of fresh air. And he gets a breath. Boy, he's played great.
And Glenn Robinson, the third, now wearing number 12 because of a problem with his jersey tearing, is back on the floor.
Well, when you play VCU, you need tearaway uniforms. They are so tenacious.
Well, I never expected to see this at this point of the game. With 9:40 to go, 64-39.
They will not stop playing, though.
Albrecht.
So much individual defense, the key to what they like to do. You get inside, there's available people, a little drag down.
Yeah, they got Melvin Johnson with a foul. Let's go to Rachel Nichols.
Well, guys, Robinson had to change his jersey because of the way VCU is defending them in this game. That jersey got so ripped up from what the Michigan bench described to me as, quote, clutching and grabbing. And this is not the first time another team has tried to slow down Michigan this way. When this team played Minnesota on the road, they had to replace 3 players' jerseys. They were wearing their road uniforms in that game. And in fact, they don't have them to wear for the rest of this tournament because they haven't been able to get replacements. So if they're the road team going forward, they'll be wearing last year's jerseys.
That's great.
That is great.
He passes on the 3. Brandenburg takes it. Not there. Rebound. Robinson, the third.
I'm going to start wearing these tearaways on the subway when I get back home.
Whoops. Nice block by Javante Reddick.
Yeah, Stauskas was wide open, too. Really prevented a basket.
Hardaway Jr. is going to come back. And Spike Albrecht is going to get a nice hand and say, boy, he has contributed mightily today.
He's great finding people, not making mistakes. No turnovers. That's pretty darn good against this team.
Hardaway Jr., McGarry, Robinson III, Burke, and Stauskas. So the starting 5 is on.
Boy, their hands.
They're quick, aren't they?
But unbelievable. You almost got my notes there, Theus.
He couldn't have read them.
Surprised he didn't double that situation there.
Bill has a chicken scratch for his handwriting.
Thank you. The Palmer method failed that early on. One of the few opportunities, huh? Great. Yeah, nothing easy for them.
Now Weber on Burke.
Well, this is what Michigan will attack, but they're going to use some clock too if they have. Look at this kid's strength, though, Trey. Jimmy's not going to slow it down. He knows he's got it going. And who's there to clean it up?
Yeah!
Wow. He's the best 6'10" busboy I've seen. He can clean it all up.
17 points, 12 rebounds from McGarry. Make it 13.
Wow. In the right spot. What a future this kid's going to have. Watch your rear.
There we are, Stauskas. So there are 2 freshmen. Stauskas from Canada and McGarry from Chesterton, Indiana. He played 3 years there, did McGarry, and then last year at Brewster Academy.
But it's funny, you look at him and say, how'd they keep him down all year, right? Of course, respect for the upperclassmen, no question about that. And He's got to be a great kid. Because I'm sure he's looked like this in practice some days, too.
Don't you know? Well, you feel for Jordan Morgan, the senior, who
very much
has not played well lately and has not played in this game. He's a starter most of the year, had the ankle injury, and was limited to 1 first-half minute yesterday.
They're just milking here. Just love the position off the ball for VCU, looking to assist if they have to.
Foul called. 6:52. Time called. Michigan rolling now. What stands out in your mind? Yes.
Because the inability to make it, you can't get anything set up, and that's the dilemma they're in, Vern. And good shooters, and I don't remember maybe one bad shot. Everybody was in pretty good position. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
They're able to convert, and that sets you back, puts you in a hole, so they cannot overcome it.
And if you're a Ram fan, you're really pained by your star three-point shooter, 0 for 6 in this game. At the line, Trey Burke. One more.
Give it a stroke.
18 points for Burke. That's just 1 off his season per game average. He gets a rest, and a hand and Spike Albrecht, the freshman from Crown Point, Indiana, back on the floor.
That's the first rest for Burke. He has been magnificent, boy. Almost like a wounded guy. He was kind of come back. He knew this talent.
Hell ball, possession arrow favors Michigan. Coverage of the 2013 NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship starts today on ESPN2. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com. Little mop-up duty.
Well, boy, Burke is such a solid player, diffused a lot of the pressure of Shaka Smart's kids, unable to really consistently turn it over and get goals.
Shaka, one of the younger Division I coaches. He's 35. He'll turn 36 on the night of the championship game, April 8th. Married, 1 daughter, met his wife while he was an assistant at Dayton.
Big time addition to the coaching ranks. He's a lifer. You see a lot of him and his program in the years to come too.
Oh, what a spin move.
Spike's got it all going. Look at this. Well, the defense really breaking down.
Yeah,
they sure did. The heart has been taken out.
Daniels. Well, Michigan, it appears, is going to be the first team into the Sweet 16, and they are bound for Arlington.
And this is a Michigan team at its best right now, the way they played today. There you go. Get an easy one.
Daniels.
He needed it. That's the interesting thing. I think when you're struggling, you must get to the free throw, go to the rim, just to get your head organized.
Daniels now 2 for 10, 4 points. Albrecht.
No hurry, Smart. It's your ally that ticking. I think next year you'll see more of McGarry posting up too. You know, they do a lot of things with him in the high post or the center in the high post. Spike.
Tried to find McGarry, was knocked out of bounds. Watch live games on your computer, iPhone, iPad, and select Android devices with NCAA March Madness Live. Watch now at ncaa.com/March Madness or download the app today.
What a nice rotation. They give Spike a blow now, but when they play together, he and Trey Burke, they just nice catch and finish. Boy, the cut was beautiful by the big guy. Pretty quick feet.
19 points, 13 rebounds, and he's been efficient, you might say. McGarry is 9 of 10.
I recoil that official. He's guarded well. He's helped off the ball. Tries to root Reddick out here.
That's for 3, finally.
Well, they have not been able to get that inside-out game. When they get the shot, they weren't converting.
2 for 12 from three-point range now for VCU.
Just a little step late by Graham. Number
Robinson
12.
the third, yeah.
How do you get that number?
Who is number 12?
He's terrific without the ball, though.
.410 to go. And a berth in the Sweet 16 in the offing. Michigan losers in the first round of the second round last year. They lost to Ohio University, so looks like they will advance and spend next weekend in Arlington, Texas.
That John Gross the job at Illinois.
Yeah, that's right.
And one of the few times I've seen the breakdown defensively by Michigan on that last trip.
Burke, Leaner. Robinson the third with the board.
Showing some strength because it didn't hit the rim.
3.5 to go.
He's having fun right now. Nice bounce back game. Woo-hoo. But he had it.
Deontay Weber, number 2, as we near the 3-minute mark in this third round encounter.
Look at McGarry, sort of helped and didn't overhelp. Wasn't needed. Heady play. He wants to be a point guard now.
He can be.
We're going to put him in the band next.
19 and 14, the numbers for Mitch McGarry.
John Beilein has forwards that can handle. That certainly helped, as well as the double point guards. This is one of them setting a little bit deep. Look at this kid work. Goodness.
Time called. 76-48.
So take a bow.
There is simply no question about the player of this game, Mitch McGarry.
I'm going to age you. Not that you want to be aged.
Yeah.
Dave Cowan's like in his involvement in the game. Just going in and picture him in the playoffs years ago. Dave down crawling on the ground to save a ball against the Bucks, and that's what McGarry does.
We're both being aged.
Yeah,
because we both remember. Absolutely.
He gives you effort, this kid. A little late there on the help, but got screened off pretty good.
2:12 remaining. And they'll just spread it out now. Ten on the shot clock. Burke guarded by Theus. How about that?
Oh, he's clever.
Oh, my goodness.
And that is good with the assist-turnover ratio, but some great looks.
Well, the season is going to come to an end for the VCU Rams. They had one of the great runs in tournament history. That three from Daniels, but that's going to be way too late. We've all gotten to know and respect Shaka Smart because of what they did when they went from first four to final four. He told us yesterday, interestingly enough, the film room timeout. No sense of theater by the bench.
I think they're going to keep playing.
They are. So we're going to get everybody in. Let me just finish this Shaka Smart story. The film room at VCU is called the Charles Barkley Room because Charles donated enough money to help build it. His former coach at Auburn, Sonny Smith, was the coach at VCU for 9 years.
I would love to have the candy stand in that room.
In television parlance, that's called a force. I was going to get that in.
Charles does a lot of nice things that people don't know about.
So now we've got everybody getting a chance to play.
1 minute remaining, second half. 1 minute.
A well-deserved hand for all those starters. They were, knew they were going to be tested and responded extraordinarily well.
Now these are the kids who work so hard every day at practice. Akune has the ball right now, number 5. Here's Person. Who's going to get the shot?
Vogrich is on the floor. He
was a starter. Oh dear. McClymonds. Vogrich missed the game 2 days ago because of illness, and when Karis LeVert came on, he willingly gave up minutes. Well, this one's in the book. Will be shortly.
What great preparation, and coming out of the gate on all cylinders. The Wolverines were ready, Vern.
Indeed. VCU scored 88 against Akron the other night. They get 53 today. And they become the first team in the Sweet 16. They will take on either Kansas or North Carolina. Talk about a matchup of heavyweights. That's tomorrow on CBS. Coming up next here on CBS, Memphis versus Michigan State. We'll send you to our New York studio after these messages.